Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I have some very important updates on the real estate market, the ADU market, and also the management side of things. But before I give you guys a quick update, I wanted to share my official website, which will hopefully make it a very streamlined process for you guys when starting any investment opportunities, any ADU consultation services, or management. So I'm going to quickly show you guys how to navigate through the website and how you can schedule a quick 15-minute phone call with me, and also give you guys a better understanding of what the three different tiers of services that I offer are and how the process sort of works, right? All of the three different services ultimately go through the same process. So I'll just show you guys how to navigate through it. And I also have some resources and a couple other things in the works as I continue to make this process a lot smoother for new clients and existing clients. So really quick, when you go up here to explore ADUs, you can this tab is strictly for people who want any sort of ADU consulting, from wanting to get started, you don't know anything about ADUs but you want to build one on your current property, or you're thinking of buying a property with the intention of building. This would be a great way to get started. All you have to do is click, build an ADU, book a call or a demo. Sorry, if you click call, that'll call me directly to my number, which is there. If we go over to book a consultation, you'll just have to fill out some information here, and then that'll take you to my Calendly, which then you'll be able to pick some of the days that I have available for these types of calls. When it comes to ADU consulting, there's different types of services that people need. So I've kind of created different tiers within that service to help people depending on where they're at in their journey. Sometimes they just want to consult with the city, kind of get a sense of what they can build. Another one is, them wanting to help me find them a design and build company. So sort of arranging a team of ADU experts who will help you in the process. And then some people just want to simply be referred out to someone, right? Like, I already know what I want. Just send me to somebody who you think can get it done. And that could be either an architect or a contractor or a design and build firm, which would basically do both. There's also different types of ADU builds, and I have different relationships with different people who do different types, from SIP panels to container ADUs to traditional stick build, steel framing, and a lot more. So that's kind of what that service covers. And I do offer either a referral system where I refer you out to someone, or I do have an hourly rate that I can offer as consulting throughout the journey of your ADU build out. Same goes for ADU property management. I'll go over that right now. So that's that with the first service. The second tier is helping you sell your property to buy another investment property or another primary residence, or a 1031 exchange, which is basically selling one investment property to buy another investment property. And many times it could be two services that you need. Maybe you're thinking of doing a 1031 exchange, for example, which is where you sell your property to buy another investment property and defer taxes to that new investment. And that new investment you want to buy with the intention of building ADUs as well. So that is also part of the strategy and the service that I would offer when consulting. So if you go here, same thing. It'll take you to the job form that you'll fill out. Give me a little bit more details as to what you're thinking of doing, and then we schedule a call. That'll take you to my Calendly, and you can go from there. Most of my calls are 15 to 20 minutes, just to have an introductory call about what you want to do. And then from there, we kind of, have a more laid out process, and, a lengthier phone call after we figure out what it is that you need. And that's pretty straightforward. I mean, with the sales side of things, there's different, strategies. You either sell to buy something else, you sell to move out of state, or you just simply sell. Whatever the process is, that's another service that I offer, and I'll definitely go over fees with that during our quick call. And then the last service is property management. So as you guys know, my real estate license is with a property management company based out of Huntington Beach, which is True Door Property Management, and we manage a lot of properties. So we offer long-term rental management with that company, and we have over 700 properties in Orange County. A lot of them are ADUs, and a lot of them we're managing for a fee. Typically, with property management, it's 6.9% of the monthly rent for the management fee itself, and a couple other initial fees and monthly optional fees that you can tap into. So that's for the long term. And same thing, you click there, it's going to take you to the job form, you schedule a 15-minute call, and we kind of go from there. And then we also have Midterm, which is, good way to 2x what the long-term rental rents would be. And it's a great way to maximize your rents. So for people who are interested in taking on more of a hospitality approach and maximize returns, midterm rentals are great for that. We have a couple in Hermosa Beach, in San Diego, and in LA, where we've been able to really have very low vacancy rate and have a great experience. This is actually one of our units in Hermosa Beach that has been doing very well as a midterm. So as you guys can see, it's fully furnished. We can help you guys furnish it, so help you with the build out, help you even with renovations before we put it on the market. And these are just a couple of things that I go over during our calls. So those are practically the three services I offer. And then aside from that, as you guys know, I do the podcast every week, so you can check those episodes out on YouTube and Spotify. I would say my podcast is a great way to get started when you don't know enough, or even if you do, but you really want to learn more about ADUs and investment strategies. I've had a lot of great people who have a lot of experience on there. We're almost at 80 episodes, so definitely check that out. And I've also added a couple other resources. We have uh, a blog here that we've been kind of updating. I send these out as newsletters. I also post them on Instagram, and I sort of repurpose a lot of the same information that you should know. And a lot of this comes from organizations that I'm a part of, like Casita Coalition. YIMBY is another great association that, organization that really keeps you updated with legislation. So that's what this blog is about. Make sure to check that out as well. And I am working on adding the course information. I'm just in the process right now of updating both courses. One will be an ADU course for realtors, and the other one for investors on how to really navigate through the whole ADU process. And aside from that, I've added an ADU presentation to help you get started. The ADU handbook is a great place to also just learn about what state law is when it pertains to ADUs. And that'll give you the confidence to really have a conversation, right, with architects, with myself, with a contractor, when talking to the city, and just overall empowers you with knowledge. The ADU code links, which is basically a simpler way to read and reference the code. So all of this is just additional resources that I've added for you guys. And yeah, I think I hope to make this a smooth process for you guys now moving forward. All you have to do is go to adugginvestments.org and check it out and schedule a call. Now, in regards to the market update, right now with most of the listings that I have for sale on the market, one thing I'm noticing is a lot of credits, a lot of people asking to buy down a rate, with the rates being what they are right now, which is somewhere between 6.5% to 7%. Things are definitely moving a little bit slower, than they were 3, 4 years ago, even a year ago. I would say on average, you're getting offers if you're listing your property on the market and you've priced it right, possibly 2 weeks, roughly. That's what I'm seeing just from the different listings throughout Orange County and LA County. It could be more or less, right, depending on the property type. But I would say on average, it's taking about 2 weeks for you to really get a solid offer. Because although there's very low inventory, there's a high demand but not a high qualified demand, right? There you have a lot of buyers who want to buy, but not all of them are actually well qualified. A lot of lending issues I've seen because again, it's just very difficult to find people that are well qualified above a $700,000 range, which is practically anywhere in LA and Orange County. So that's kind of what I'm seeing there. But overall, I'd say pretty healthy market because of the fact that we have low inventory. Now, when it comes to the ADU build outs, I would say the price is definitely increasing, and who knows what it's gonna look like when tariffs, come into play. There have been talks about things going up significantly in some markets. I also think that it depends on what type of build you're doing, right? If you're getting a lot of transported goods internationally for, let's say, SIP panels, which are structural insulated panels, or steel framing, or just depending the build type and where it's coming from, it may affect. I definitely see it affecting the cost, and so that goes for construction. We've already seen a rise in cost slightly when it comes to all the soft costs, which is everything pre-construction. But yeah, I'm curious myself to see what that's going to look like, and I'll definitely keep you guys updated. But I would say anticipate for that whenever you're getting bids. Make sure that they're hedging against inflation when they're bidding out these proposals, along with the tariffs, right, that are coming. So overall, I have noticed that it's also been a little bit slower in people making decisions. They're definitely waiting to see what's going to happen. I would say, weigh out your options. But if you're thinking of building it regardless, definitely do it now sooner than later because we don't know how much ADUs will cost 6 months from now, 90 days from now. It really just depends. And then lastly, regarding the property management side of things, I would say also a little bit slower than normal, but definitely probably one of the healthier markets out of the three because we are in, a very high demand area. So rentals, I would say roughly are taking about 2 to 3 weeks to rent, as long as you price it right. And most of the time, when properties don't rent quickly enough or sell quickly enough, it's because of two things, either price or condition or both. And so right now, I would say it's very important for you to show something that's in very great showable conditions, whether it's market ready or, for market ready for the rental market or market ready to go on market and be able to sell this property. And then pricing. Pricing is very important right now. You really won't run into multiple offer situations unless you really price it right. So I'd say those are some of the things I'm seeing in the market, and I'd be curious to see what you've been experiencing, and if you're having thoughts of doing any of these strategies, and you'd like to have a quick call to kind of see what those options are. Make sure you check out the website, schedule a quick minute call, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you so much for watching.